Hi everyone, I'm Bee, and welcome back to Read and Roam, the channel where we learn about text and how it fits into our world. In my last video, we talked about conflict and resolution. Remember all the problems I had trying to get to that new cafe? I woke up late, missed the bus, and my phone died. It was so frustrating. Well, today I finally made it because I learned from that experience. I woke up earlier, charged my phone, and planned ahead. Have you ever had a problem that made you do things differently? This got me thinking about how characters change when they're faced with problems too. So that's what we'll explore today. I'll finish up my coffee, then we'll head back to the studio. We've become experts on characters lately. What do you remember? We learned that a character's outer world includes what they look like and what they do, and their inner world includes what they think, feel, and who they are deep down. We've also learned about conflict and resolution. The conflict is the problem the character faces, and the resolution is how the problem is solved. Together, these two story elements affect the events in a story. But have you ever wondered how conflict and resolution affect the characters? To explore this idea, let's read one of my favorite fables, The Tortoise and the Hare. As I read, think about how the hare changes throughout the story. Once there was a hare who loved to talk about how fast he was and often made fun of the slow-moving tortoise. One day, the tortoise got tired of the hare's teasing and asked the hare for a race. When the race began, the hare zoomed ahead. He was so far in front that he took a nap. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept moving slowly. When the hare woke up, he was too far behind to catch up. The tortoise won the race, and the hare felt like a fool. The hare learned that slow and steady wins the race. And from that day on, he never teased the tortoise again. Did you notice how the hare changed? At the start, the hare felt confident and thought very highly of himself. He talked about how fast he could run and teased the tortoise for being slow. This shows us how mean he was. But then, the conflict and resolution happened, and the hare changed. When the hare woke up from his nap, he couldn't catch up, so he lost. How did the hare feel? He felt like a fool, which is totally different from how confident he felt before the conflict. How did his thoughts change? Before the race, he didn't think the tortoise could beat him. But after the race, he learned that going slowly and calmly, like the tortoise did, was actually a better way to win. By the end, his inner world had changed. But what about his outer world? Think about his actions after the conflict. The hare stopped teasing the tortoise. That shows us that he changed from being unkind to respectful. So we've seen how the author used conflict and resolution to help the hare change. But why do authors want characters to change? One reason is to make the story more interesting. Another reason is to help it make sense. Think about it. Would it make sense if the hare was still bragging and confident after losing the race? Probably not. It's more realistic for the hare to change because losing taught him an important lesson. And when we learn something big, it often changes us in some way. Let's read one more story to see how conflict and resolution can make a character change. This story is called The Lion and the Mouse. One day, a mouse ran across a sleeping lion's paw and woke him up. The lion grabbed the mouse and growled, ready to eat her. "Please let me go," begged the mouse. "Maybe someday I can help you." The lion laughed at her. He thought an animal this small couldn't possibly be useful. Let's pause here to talk about what the lion's like, starting with the lion's outer world. What did he do when the mouse ran over his paw? He grabbed her and growled and wanted to eat her. Later, he even laughed at her. These are his actions, which help us understand one of his internal traits, that he's cruel. Next, let's move on to his inner world by looking at his thoughts. Pause the video to highlight what the lion was thinking. Let's check. Here we can read exactly what he was thinking. He thought an animal this small couldn't possibly be useful. This shows us that the lion believed he was better than the mouse just because she was small. Now we know about the lion's inner and outer world before the conflict and resolution. Ready to see how he changes? Let's keep reading. The lion got bored of tormenting the mouse and let her go. A few days later, the lion got caught in a hunter's net and couldn't escape. The mouse heard the lion's roar and rushed over to help. She chewed through the ropes to set him free. The lion felt surprised and thankful and realized that even small friends could be a big help. Before we explore how the lion changed, let's recap the conflict. What was it? The lion got caught in a hunter's net. And what was the resolution? The mouse saved him. Now let's figure out how the lion changed. We'll focus on his inner world, like his thoughts and feelings. How were they different at the end compared to the beginning of the story? Use what you know to complete these two sentences. Because the mouse helped the lion learned. At the end, the lion felt. Pause the video now to record your ideas. Let's check. The lion learned that even small animals, like the mouse, could be a big help. This is completely different from what he thought earlier. At the end, the lion felt surprised that the mouse was able to help him, and thankful that she helped him after he was so mean to her. This shows us that the conflict and resolution helped the lion change on the inside. But what about the lion's outer world? Notice any changes in his actions or appearance? Nope, there's nothing about the lion acting differently. That could mean his outer world didn't change much, or the author chose not to show it. Sometimes, authors don't include every single change because they want readers to use their own thinking. So, based on what you know, how do you think the lion's actions might have changed? A smart guess is that he probably went on to treat the mouse and other small animals much better than before. Great work today! You learned that conflict and resolution can affect more than just what happens in a story. They can help characters change. This is also true in real life. Next time you face a problem, notice how it changes you. Maybe it makes you more organized, braver, or kinder. Problems help us grow and learn, just like they do for characters. Remember, where there are words, there's a world to explore. See ya!
Hey, hey.